Explain it to me. I don't get it. Like, who am I cheating? Who's getting cheated, honestly? So, if you say you read 100 books last year, and I say, well, I read 30 books last year, there's a pretty good chance that there was some, way too much, overlap, Like, we read at least one of the same books. We consumed at least one of the same book. So we can talk about it. We can talk about those moments we loved. We can talk about the plot twists. We can talk about all of the things that brought us joy about reading that book. And if we can talk about that, then the chances are one of those other 99 books that you read, you might want to, recommend to me, or vice versa. Love a book recommendation. So who cares how we consumed it? Like, so you read the physical copy and I listened to the audiobook. Okay, great. We both got the same story. We can still have the same conversation. So, reading, that's something we do alone, It's not a group activity. And I didn't know it was a competition. Like, is there some sort of game I never heard of, like speed reading championships or something? I mean, if so, and you're entered in, good luck. I hope you win. But how is listening to a book, if you're not in that fictional competition, how is that cheating? Who am I cheating? Myself? I'm whether I'm curling up in bed with a good book, ready to disassociate, wind down for my day, take some self-care, get into my fiction or nonfiction, because I read both. Great. But if I want to listen to the book while I'm cleaning or running errands, driving my car, or doing all of the other monotonous things that adults do every day, who am I cheating? How is making my day more enjoyable cheating? I don't get it. Can you explain it to me? And the thing about audiobooks, too, is, it's about accessibility, right? I mean, it's partially about accessibility. So there's, obviously, there's a population of people who may have visual impairments, have a hard time, consuming a physical book. There's also a lot of people out there with learning disabilities, like myself. I'm dyslexic, and sometimes reading can be a challenge. Now, I grew up very privileged in the way that I was diagnosed very young, and I received a lot of therapy and help to help me learn how to read and to function with dyslexia. But there are times that I will get stuck. I'll get stuck. And I have to skip a line. Sometimes I have to skip a paragraph. Sometimes I have to skip a whole page. Now, if I'm skipping a whole page and that book is like rapid fire, I could miss a whole character introduction. I could miss a whole plot twist. Like, that's a lot. And audiobooks, they're just really, really helpful with that accessibility for people that may have a challenging time reading. Not to mention, one of the many reasons that I love audiobooks so much is, again, about accessibility. I get the majority of my books from my local library. One, because I love my local library. I want to support my local library. It is the most magical place on earth, and I highly suggest you visit yours because it is a wonderful, wonderful place. But sometimes they might not have, especially like if it's an independent author, they might not have a physical copy of the book. But if I jump onto Hoopla, I jump onto Libby, I might find the ebook or the audiobook. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't read 120,000 words from my backlit phone, tiny ass phone screen. That would be a huge challenge, but the audiobook's there. So I'm going to check it out. I'm going to listen to it right on. Now, I just want to say, my choice to not always purchase books, there's a lot of reasons. Sometimes I don't have the money. Sometimes I can't justify the expense as a stay-at-home mom. But sometimes the library isn't going to have like your most Like if they're popping off on Book Talk or whatever, they might not have an independent author's book, especially if it's not popping off, right? So I am very lucky in that my cousin gifts me every year for Christmas. He gives me an Audible subscription, and that gives me access to all of these independent artists and these independent books that I wouldn't otherwise have access to. It's not just about accessibility. It's about enjoyment, right? Like, there are audiobooks that I've listened to repeatedly. There are audiobooks that I have enjoyed more than my favorite TV show or movies. I mean, are we seriously trying to imply or infer that, like, Brad Pitt or Gal Gadot are valid artists as actors, but Teddy Hamilton and Aiden Snow are somehow not? They're what? They're cheaters? They're artists. They're voice actors, and they're amazing. And we should listen to them, right? And like, if you really don't like audiobooks and you genuinely feel that it's, cheating, then by all means, that's valid for you. Your opinion's valid, of course, and you can apply it to your life however you want. But what I don't understand is why try to yuck somebody else's yum? Like, who am I hurting by listening to an audiobook? And how is it cheating? What am I cheating? So yeah, I mean, I read between, 30 and 50 books last year, and probably half of them were on audio. So if you want to call me an audiobook girly, oh yeah, do it. Go for it. Let's go. But a cheater? Make it make sense. Should I leave my hair like this, or should I take the straight iron to it? I don't know. Love you.